Distraction is proud to be sponsored by Omega Bright, the premier natural advanced omega-3 formula for mind, heart, and joint health. Hello, this is Dr. Ned Hallowell for the podcast Distraction. Today I am welcoming a woman by the name of Catherine Anthony, who's a professor of architecture at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. Her new book is called Defined by Design: The Surprising Power of Hidden Gender, Age, and Body Bias in Everyday Products and Places. Welcome, Catherine.
Hi, Ned. How are you? Thank you so much for inviting me today. I'm a new fan of your show, and it's a very special experience for me to talk about how we're all defined by design.
Sure. One of my friends is a partner at one of the most prestigious law firms in Boston, and he works in the department that specializes in estate planning for old people. And one day the firm went out and spent $10,000 to get this incredibly beautiful sofa to put in the waiting area, just showing off how opulent it was. And what they didn't think of is for someone over 70, it was impossible to get out of. So they were having to have assistants come out and lift the people out of this incredibly expensive couch that they'd bought, and they hadn't thought of the design implications, particularly of the population they were serving.
Sure. And I've seen that in waiting rooms, too. I was just at my dentist's office recently, and they had gotten some new furniture in the waiting room. They had chairs that had arms, but they were a little too narrow for some of us who are, on the larger side.
Right.
And they'd gotten complaints from people, from their patients, that they were not comfortable. A lot of decisions are made just like that. They beautiful-looking furniture.
Right.
Make a great impression on visitors and all this, but
just
not when you try to get out of them.
Get out of it.
Yep. The design of products that we use every day, plus the designs of our home and many other spaces that we use each and every day, all send us messages about who's important and who's not, who fits best here, who doesn't. So many of these hidden gender, age, and body biases and designs surround us every day. Some of the worst designed products are those that injure us, or may do even worse than, or not even kill us in the worst case scenario.
Right.
Who would have guessed that when we struggle to open hard clamshell packaging, that we might even end up in the hospital? This is what we call the phenomenon of wrap rage.
Wrap rage. I love that. Wrap, W-R-A-P, rage. It's so nice to have you identify that. I know there's an award called the Oyster Award that they give to the most difficult to open package of the year.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of competition for that.
There's too much competition.
These packages are diabolical. It's like you need a jackhammer to open them. I get so mad I want to blow them up.
That's right. Customer friendliness is not a priority, but rather packaging and shipping and storing are the priority.
And what about transgender bathrooms? That's in the news a lot. Should we have all bathrooms equipped with urinals as well as stalls?
Well, that's a very timely issue, no question. For the transgender population, there's a lot of issues out there. Our traditional restroom design that we have in the United States, where we have gender-segregated restrooms, and that's the norm, and we have very little privacy in the restrooms, that's a huge issue for all of us, not just for people who are transgender.
It's funny, one of the funniest stories, I've been on Oprah Winfrey back when she had her show a number of times, and she told me during the break, she said, it's really hard when you get to be as famous as I am. She says, I have women following me into the ladies' room just so they can say they heard Oprah Winfrey go to the bathroom.
Oh, no. That's pretty extreme. Okay, I guess I never heard of that before. But again, she's in a public place, and we're all out there. So,
Exactly. It's one step beyond an autograph, I guess.
I guess it is. If you go to parts of Japan, parts of China, parts of Europe, depending on where you go, you'll often use a public restroom, but you will see a different design from what we have here today. What you'll see there is that the partitions go all the way to the ground, and you're actually in, like your own private little room. So it's a very different setup. So it's more or less like a like a private restroom. The walls go all the way up to the ceiling. The doors go all the way down to the floor. And so that allows you to have unisex stalls because nobody really can see or hear you. You can have unisex stalls and then share the sinks.
Well, I get a feeling that you could talk on this topic till next Tuesday.
I'm afraid you're right. I'm afraid you're right.
But I love your enthusiasm. Just to mention the name of the book again, Defined by Design. Thank you so much for joining us on Distraction.
And I thank you, Ned. My pleasure.
Take care. Remember to check out our sponsor, Omega Bright. Go to omegabright.com. A 100% natural and advanced omega-3 formula. Call 1-800-383-2030. That's 1-800-383-2030. Or go to distractionpodcast.com and click on the Omega Bright logo. Or go directly to Omega Bright site and order the product. It is a life saver, life extender, life enhancer for sure. Distraction is produced by Collisions, the podcast division of CRN International. Collisions, podcasts for curious people. Our producer is Sarah Gurton, our sound engineer is Scott Person, and our music was created by Mark Berman.